data types are called as user defined data types. Now, in the C programming language, which is the user defined data types is that user defined data types. What is the first user defined data type? Structure. What is meant by structure? Structure is nothing but collection of different type of elements. Structure is nothing but collection of heterogeneous elements. Like array. Array called as similar type of elements. Structure called as collection of different type of elements. What is the drawback of array? If I want to store 100 students marks, which type of array to be defined? Integer array. If you want to store 100 student names, character array. If you want to store 100 students attendance values, which type of array? Float array. Completely to store the student details, what type of arrays to be create? Integer array, character array, float array. But instead of that, you want to create all elements, integer element, character elements and float elements with a single variable, the variable called as structure. What is the definition of structure? It is called as user defined data type. It can store collection of different type of elements or heterogeneous elements. Using structure variable, you can keep integer elements, character elements, floats based on our requirement. If I want to store the student details, you can store student marks, student names and student attendance. If you want to create employee structure details, how to store of that? Employee ID, employee name, employee salary. Collection of different type of elements can stored with a single variable, that is called as structure. What is the advantage of structure? Easy to access. Easy to access with one variable, many elements. How to call the structure elements? With the help of dot operator to be used. Period operator or dot operator. How to create the structure? What is the syntax of the structure? How to define the structure and how to create the structure? Struct keyword, you have to mention struct is a keyword. Name of the structure. After name of the structure, data type and elements. Once you define every structure declaration ended with a semicolon. Structure declaration ends with a semicolon. Where to be declare the structure? Before main. Before main function to declare the structure, inside main to call the structure. How to call inside the main? Struct keyword. After that name of the structure, tag name. It is called as variable of structure. How to access that? Whatever elements already created structure, dot operator to refer the elements using dot operator. Finally, what is my conclusion? Structures declaration before main. Structure calling inside main. Structure declaration ends with semicolon. Structure calling with a dot operator. Using dot you can access the elements. You see some example of the structure now. You see that some example program, check it. If I make a structure, how to create structure now, one example program. What is my structure to be create? I want to create with student structure details. Now I want to define with student structure details. Write a program to demonstrate student structure details. Student structure details. Student structure details to be defined. How to define the student structure? Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. Inside of the main to call the structure, but before calling struct to be create struct. What is my name of structure? Students. declaration starts enter student ID